Today we're going to take a look at the use of color, particularly with colored pencils. I've discovered that one way to increase the range and the beauty and the luminosity of colored pencils is by layering. Another word for that is glazing, which means thin coats of colors are laid down one on top of the other. Here I was experimenting with that, with having the paper show through in parts and then contrasting that with places where I have it very opaque. We're going to work today only with warm colors. Think sun, yellows, oranges, reds. And the palette for today, with this exercise, we're going to do some color strips. The palette is yellow, orange, magenta, or sometimes called a deep rose, and red, what I would call a true red or a cherry red, something to distinguish it from the orange and the magenta. You're seeing the leg of my tripod here. I'm trying to line the camera up so that I can work closely with the colors and you can see what's going on. Anyway, we're going to do some swatches. Now this is very helpful to do little color patches and then write down what they are. Here's someone has done this for colored pencils and for the warm colors. If I can get my camera up here, I can show you what I've done for my pastels. I use this chart a lot when I'm trying to match a color I know I want to go for in a painting, but I'm not sure what it would look like once I actually got it down. So we're going to do a small exercise here, and we're going to start with making a strip or rectangular box, as we did with the graphite. But these won't be squares. These will be what I'm calling bricks, because I don't want them to be too big and take all my time in coloring. So I'm going to do a brick like that and then do 5 of those together. I find it a little easier to match smaller shapes like this, stringing them together, than doing one long shape and trying to divide it evenly into 5. They don't have to be exactly even. You can use a ruler if you want to, but you don't have to. And the first color I'm going to put in is yellow. Move this down closer. And I'm going to color this whole strip, lay down this color first, and then we'll glaze over it with the other colors. And as in the cross-hatching we did with the graphite, it's good to learn how to lay down pencil with an even pressure and an even tone. Sometimes you're doing a piece of work where you want a lot of texture and scrumbly stuff and wildness with the pencil. That's good too, but it's good to develop all of these skills so that you can choose the look that you want when you want it. The next color I'm going to do is orange. I'm going to do just these 3. We're going to leave this one alone for now. And again, I'm going to go not at right angles, but at a different direction. And again, I'm using, I'm not pressing real hard, just using a gentle pressure, and I'm trying to keep that pressure even as I color over this yellow. So now we have a mixture of yellow with orange on the top. Next color I'm going to go to is what I'm calling a magenta or a deep rose. And I'm going to do these 2 bricks. And again, I'm going to change my direction so that I get a nice textured covering here. So now we have a layer of yellow, orange, and magenta. The last one I'm going to use is a red. I'm going to do it just in this one. And by now, there really isn't much paper. There is some showing through because it's a nice luminous color, but much less than in these other layers. And the last one I'm going to do what I'm calling a solid yellow. I'm going to really apply quite a bit of pressure to this and try really coating the paper with this color. So here we have a nice contrast of what a light touch of yellow is. Here we have a more vibrant, intense yellow, and then we have these different grades in between. I'm going to label these should I want to know how did I get that, because I won't remember. So I'm going to use Y for yellow. This is just yellow. This is yellow plus orange. This is yellow plus orange plus magenta plus red. Nope, that's wrong, just the magenta. This is the yellow plus orange plus magenta plus red. And this is solid yellow. We're going to do another strip, sort of reversing the layering process. We'll begin with orange. And again, I'll make my strip here and see if I can match it. So there's my first brick. Adding brick by brick to sort of correspond so I can compare to the ones above. And in the first square, or in this whole patch, I'm going to start with, instead of the yellow, I'm going to start with the orange. And we'll see how different, if different, the layering is when the different ones go down first, and the order of the glazing is different. And this, is, again, is a very small test. So you want to start with a pretty large piece of paper so that you can keep adding to these color. This will become a piece of reference that you can use over and over again. So I'm going to now do, I have to look at my cheat sheet so I don't get this order wrong. I'm going to do yellow over just these three. I'm going to leave this one alone. And again, I'm going to go a different direction to get some good cross-hatching coverage. And you can already tell that this yellow and orange, this is the same two colors, but they went down in a different order. It's slightly different. The next color I'm using is magenta, and I'm going to do just these two bricks. Shapes here, and going carefully to get some even coverage. And the last one is, or the second to last color addition is red. And again, you can see it's covering the fibers quite a bit. And then this one I'm going to do solid orange. So here I'm pressing quite hard because I really want to get some solid coverage here. And that's the solid orange. And again, I'm going to label them so I will remember. This is orange. This is orange plus yellow, orange plus yellow plus magenta, orange plus yellow plus magenta plus red. And this is solid orange. So as I said, this is a very small testing. It's good to expand on this for your own reference. Everybody has their own palette. And you can, again, you can see there's slight variation, even though it's the same colors. The difference in layering them makes them look slightly different. It gives a nice way to get variety in your artwork.